Life is a journey of a lot of unknowns. Many of you may have heard the word, or you may not have heard the word, but Lori and I are starting a new chapter in our life. For 16 and a half, almost 17 years, we were the founding and lead pastor of Vertical Church in Madison, Mississippi. But in 2019, Lori and I felt a leading to step aside from being the main leaders of the church and begin to focus on our refugee work that was taking place in Bangladesh, as well as training church planters all over the world. During this last year, we have basically been praying and asking God for what the next phase of our life journey would look like. Well, lo and behold, one day I was hanging out with my accountability partners. I have 3 men that I meet with every week. I've been doing that for almost 18 years. And as I was sitting there with those guys, they were challenging me about what's next for Philip. And they really thought I was going to take a job in Florida with a church, a friend of mine in Florida. We visited down there and it just didn't feel like that's where God was calling us to go. And so as we're sitting in my accountability group one time, one of the guys in the group said, "Have you ever thought about the area around Huntsville, Alabama?" Well, honestly, I had no reason to think about Huntsville, Alabama. So I came home and began to tell Lori about Huntsville, and we began to look at Huntsville, begin to pray about Huntsville. And then finally, we took a trip over to Huntsville and stayed in the Huntsville area, but began to ride around the different cities. We went to Athens, to Decatur, and ended up passing through Madison, Alabama. Isn't it crazy? We're in Madison, Mississippi, and moved and looked at Madison, Alabama. Well, we began to find out that Mazda Toyota was going to be placing a plant, a manufacturing plant there in Madison. The FBI is coming into town, bringing a branch of folks there. Facebook, Google, NASA is already all there. And so as we began to hear about all that was going to be taking place in the Madison, Huntsville area, Lori and I just began to pray. God, will do whatever you want us to do. We really don't want to leave Madison, Mississippi. Our kids, all 3 of our kids went to school here. We're very involved in the local school system. We know a lot of people. But yet through this last year, we know beyond a shadow of a fact that God was pressing us and impressing upon our heart, Madison, Alabama. So we are now pursuing all the activities of moving toward Madison, Alabama. In fact, sometime soon you'll be able to see the fun vlog that we did in Madison as we were there looking for a house, spending some time exploring the city, looking at some sights and sounds around the area. But long story short, my wife and I will be moving. We'll close our house on May the 7th in Madison, Mississippi. And on May the 8th, our hope is that we'll be closing our house in Madison, Alabama. We need a couple of things from you. We need your encouragement. I'd love to hear from you. If you have family or friends in the area that maybe you could connect us with, that would be a huge help, because we know nobody in Huntsville, Madison area. So we're going to a brand new area. We need financial help. We need people praying for us. We really do. I don't think prayer is the last resort. Prayer is our first and only resort. If we have people praying for us, we know that God is going to be taking care of us, that God's going to provide for our needs. I hope that over these next few weeks that we are in town, maybe through social distancing or FaceTime, we can connect and talk to each other before we get out of here. But if we don't, I hope that you'll stay in touch with me. My email is philipthurman@gmail.com. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. My hope is to be able to give you weekly updates of how the church is going, what's happening with that. But we're truly excited. It's a bittersweet moment for Lori and myself. We're sad to leave Madison, Mississippi, because we have some deep-rooted friendships and love for this community. But we're also excited, anxiously excited about the future of what God is calling us to do as we move to a new area, to meet new people, to have new opportunities. Hope that you'll pray for us. Thanks for watching this video. We'll continue to each week give you some updates and information on what's taking place in our life.